Hey guys, I'm Karan Binani from MobiScrub and we're reviewing the Samsung Galaxy A6 Plus. It's a mid-range device with mid-range specs and it's tuned to deliver to everyday needs. So let's open the box and see what we've got. You've got your Samsung Galaxy A6 Plus to 6-inch display, good looking device. Then you've got your quick start guide, you've got the USB 2.0 micro USB cable, standard earphones, and the charger. Doesn't look like a fast charger to me, so that's that. And then you've got your ejection pin. Alright, that's pretty much it. Let's talk about the device. It's priced at 25,990 rupees. It's featuring an octa-core processor, 4GB RAM, it's a dual SIM device with 256 gigs of expandable storage, dual camera setup, and a 24 megapixel front camera with LED flash. And it comes with features like Bixby Home, Samsung Pay, and the bokeh effect in the camera. It's got nicely curved the metal design. The device offers a pretty pleasant grip and feels quite premium for a device at this price point. At the bottom, you've got your micro USB port along with the headphone jack. On the right hand side is where you have your speakerphone grill and the power and lock key. All the action is actually on the left edge where you've got your volume rockers, you've got your SIM card slot 1, it's a nano SIM card tray, and you've got a dual SIM card tray wherein you've got your SIM card slot 2, as well as the micro SD card slot expanding your storage by 256 gigs. The A6 Plus has a 6-inch Super AMOLED display with a resolution of 1080 by 2220 pixels, which is pretty amazingly sharp for any device in this range, and it's Super AMOLED, so you can expect pretty punchy, bright and vivid picture quality. The device does not weigh a lot, as you might expect from a phone that's got a big display, but it's a bit wide and that makes it a little difficult for one-handed use. However, the sides are really thin and that's a relief. I'm sure Samsung has anyway put in one-hand use mode within the phone, so it's going to be easy to use even with a single hand. But given the size of the display, it's going to be a really immersive experience when you're using it in reality. At the back, you've got a dual camera setup with single LED flash and a fingerprint scanner. You've got a 16 megapixel sensor with wide aperture for bright photos, coupled with a 5 megapixel lens to get the blur depth effect. And it's amazing to see this setup on a mid-range phone from Samsung. The front is a different ballgame altogether. Samsung is heavily banking on you to take selfies because the front features a whopping 24 megapixel camera, and Samsung gives you that with a bright LED flash in the front, so you can be rest assured that your selfies are going to definitely come nice and bright despite zero lighting. The device comes loaded with Android 8.0.0 Oreo with Samsung's latest version of Home Experience. Amazingly, the phone comes with Face Unlock as well as Fingerprint Unlock, which is again a pleasure to see in the mid-range devices. And it's time Samsung competes with other manufacturers, as they also tend to provide all these features at similar price points. The A6 Plus also has always-on display, and you're greeted with a beautiful lock screen wallpaper. The lock screen and always-on display come with all basic features that other Samsung flagship devices come with, and there's plenty of options that you can play with in the settings. As always, you've got quick shortcuts to the dialer and to the camera, and you can change them if you want from the settings. Swipe to unlock and you come to the home screen, which shouldn't surprise you much from the way it looks. It's pretty standard Samsung home screen. Also quickly taking you through the bunch of preloaded apps that come. You've got your FM radio, your calendar calculator, all of that, Samsung Notes and Samsung Pay Mini as well. And you've got your entire Google suite of applications along with all the Microsoft apps as well. And a bunch of Samsung goodies like, Samsung's file manager, SmartThings, the voice recorder, which actually is pretty good, and the native email client. The home screen can be personalized to some extent. You can change the grid sizes of the app screen as well as the home screen grid. You can enable quick notification panel and you can hide apps from here. As a user, you get about 50 GB of available space because the rest is taken up by the OS. Now, I just want to take a couple of seconds and talk about the display. It's pretty amazing. It's really bright, the colors are really punchy, very vivid, they're saturated, but that's what you'd expect from a Super AMOLED display. And that's what makes it really, really gorgeous. The colors just stand out like anything. And the A6 Plus also allows you for multi-window experience. You've got a 6-inch display, so might as well use the entire display estate to run two apps together. But when you look at the front surface, there's quite a bit of chin out there. The box says Infinity on top, but it doesn't feel as much of an Infinity display device. Even at the top, you've got ample bezel, and that feels a little odd because the Galaxy S9 is what had the Infinity display, and that's really thin bezels and truly feels infinite. So just a little bit disappointed with that. But the good thing is that it is an 18.5:9 display, which still means you get great immersive viewing experience. But with some competition like the Vivo V9, the Honor 10 and the upcoming Vivo X21, which all offer truly bezel-less viewing experience, the Galaxy A6 Plus might actually face some tough competition. Moving on, Samsung's known to bless you with features on the phone. You've got ultra data saving mode, you've got storage booster, you've got walk mode that helps monitor your walk while you're using your phone. You've got your S-Bike mode as well on this phone. A couple of other options, you've got your power saving mode, you've got the blue light filter that protects your eyes from the blue light in the night. You've got secure folder where you can move your media to a secure place and only you can access that. Then you've got Smart View that connects to your smart devices and you can, screencast whatever's on your phone. Ultra data saving mode is something I've already talked about. But what's truly amazing is that they've introduced Dolby Atmos feature in this phone, which actually came with the Galaxy S9 and the S9 Plus. Now, it's pretty amazing. I mean, it only gets enabled if you've got earphones plugged in, but just do that and then look at a movie, you'll be blown out by the sheer experience, even while gaming. It's just a difference I can't tell you over here. It's just something you've got to really hear out for yourself. From a gaming standpoint, you can see that I'm able to play the most high definition games, which are quite resource intensive, without really any hiccups. It's absolutely smooth gameplay, so pretty good. Now, I've talked about the camera hardware, but let me also talk about the camera software now. It features Bixby Vision, the live focus, which is, that depth effect, and you've got standard settings on the top. But this is not the latest Samsung UI that you see in the Galaxy S9 or the Galaxy S8 or the Note 8. It's still pretty decent. You've got full HD video recording, and the front camera, the setting is by default set to 6 megapixel. Please go ahead and change to 24 megapixel to get the best images. Now, these are a couple of shots I took in the evening. The first one was without the depth effect, and this is with the depth effect, and it's pretty good. Couple of other shots, the greens and the yellows, they look pretty natural. I mean, I really like how it's showing on my screen over here. Very natural, they're not blown out of proportion, the colors are pretty good, the lighting's pretty good as well, and it also adapts pretty well to the skylights. So I'm pretty happy with what's here. Given the price point, I think the camera's done a phenomenal job. A couple of video footage as well. So this is a full HD video recording while walking. Now it's all right, because it doesn't feature OIS, and you don't expect OIS in a device that's costing you about 22,000 rupees or 25,000 rupees. But it's still pretty decent. If I don't move and if I'm stationary, you can see that panning the camera, it's pretty easy, it's pretty smooth. The quality is quite nice, very natural, and it is full HD. So yeah, I think it's done a pretty decent job. There are also some stickers and AR emojis that you could, apply to your face using the front camera. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you've got that covered. You've also got Samsung Pay Mini. It's not the full version of Pay, but you can definitely use it for making payments. And Samsung's also introduced rewards for using Samsung Pay. So the more you use, the more points you score, and you can actually redeem those points for cashbacks or for vouchers that they provide against certain points that you score. So I've already scored 610 points, and I could start redeeming them when I've reached a certain point. So all in all, I think it's a pretty decent phone for the price point that it comes at. It is mid-range, but it does offer quite a bit of features that are often offered in flagship devices. Definitely a bit lacking on the display end, but I think overall pretty good performer. So thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button.